Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to part number 2 of my Toronto, Canada travel guide. If you haven't seen part number 1 of this video, I will leave a link in the comment section, but for now stay here because today I will show you the beautiful city of Toronto, Canada. We will explore some of the main attractions of the city, I will show you the best places to eat and give you some general information about Toronto. So if you're planning to visit Toronto in the near future, I hope this video helped you out. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos because if you like traveling, then I'm sure you will enjoy my other videos. Thanks for watching and welcome to Toronto.
So Toronto is the biggest city in Canada and it is the 4th largest city in North America. I love the energy of Toronto because it feels like a big city. You know, there's so many people, there's so many buildings. I feel like it's a combination between Montreal and New York City, kind of. So before here I was in Montreal and I spent in Montreal like 2 weeks. And Montreal is very different to Toronto. Toronto is definitely more Americanized, I guess. If I would compare Montreal with Toronto, Toronto is a lot more expensive. So the prices here are definitely higher. Toronto is an expensive city. It's a lot more expensive than Montreal and Mexico City, definitely. So I am staying very near this square. I'm staying like 2 blocks away from here. I'm gonna stay in 2 places. First, I'm gonna stay very near here in a place that my friend found for me. It's like a guest suite and it was actually a very good deal. And after, I'm gonna stay in an Airbnb that is located a little north on Church Street. So I'm gonna compare which area I prefer. I feel like if you wanna stay in Toronto, obviously the prices will depend where you're staying. But if you want to stay in the central area of Toronto, it's very expensive. I spent a lot of money here on accommodation. Also, it's Pride and it's summer and there's so much going on, so probably the prices are higher because of that. One of the things that I love about Toronto is that people here are very, very friendly. I was in Montreal before here and I definitely felt right away when I got to Toronto, the difference is massive. Like, people here are so welcoming. They are so helpful. It feels almost like a different country because, well, here people speak English. Also, the city is really clean. So far, what I've seen, it looks like there's no garbage on the street. There is a lot less homeless here. In Montreal, there were so many homeless, but in Toronto so far, I've seen only a few of them. There really is not that many homeless compared to Montreal. And well, in terms of weather, you might know that Canada has a pretty crazy weather and it obviously depends when you come here. If you come here in the winter, well, get ready, honey, because it's gonna be so cold. But if you come here in the springtime, it's beautiful. Sometimes can be really cold, sometimes can be warm. Just the weather starts to change. There's a lot of blooming trees and the weather starts to change. And then there is summer. Summer is probably the best time to come to Toronto because there's a lot of festivals, parties. There is Pride and people are just happier. People are outside, the weather is beautiful, it's warm and it's great. So right now it's June and it's not warm. It feels kind of like Mexico City. I think we are on 21 degrees Celsius. So it doesn't feel hot or cold, it's just nice. I'm wearing just like a shirt, but if you come here in the fall is a little more chilly, but the trees turn red and orange. And it looks absolutely amazing. I've been to Canada in the fall and the fall is very nice. I highly recommend it if you can come here during the fall. It's absolutely beautiful. The trees are orange and red and it's just a very different vibe. But yeah, in terms of weather, make sure you research the weather when you're visiting because here the weather is very extreme. It can be very hot, it can be like freezing, it can be rainy. The weather changes a lot. Okay, so I arrived to a very cool building called the Allen Lambert Galleria. This building is located in downtown Toronto. So this is the financial center of Canada And downtown Toronto has a lot of headquarters and a lot of very tall buildings, so it has a very like New York feeling. So to get around Toronto is actually very easy. Usually when I travel, I like to just walk around, but in cities like Toronto, you need public transportation because sometimes the distances are very long, so you might want to take the subway. Toronto has a subway, and they also have streetcars, they have buses, and they have bikes. So it depends on your preference. Usually I prefer to walk around. This area is very walkable where we've been. There is a market, some parks, this building. There's like a few things around here. So you can walk on this area. There's an Inn Center, there's the City Hall. There are quite a few things nearby, but if you want to go to other areas that are in the north, you're gonna need the subway, but I think it only has like 3 or 2 lines. So the official currency in Canada is the Canadian dollar, so if you come here, you're gonna have to exchange your currency to Canadian dollars. I recommend you go to a currency exchange office. There are many downtown. Banks, unfortunately, you cannot. I try to, but you need to have a bank account with them. That would be like the best option because they give you the best rate. Okay guys, so right now I am in an area called Yorkville. Oh my god, guess who's here? Chase is back. Where are we, Chase?
We are in Yorkville, which is the most luxurious and elegant neighborhood in all of Toronto, where all of the rich and elites hang out. So I'm so excited to get myself some Louis Vuitton bags and, do some shopping,
Yeah, this is a very cool area with a lot of restaurants. There's a lot of boutiques. You can come here for shopping. There's a lot of buildings, and we are in this park. A lot of people come here and chill. It's a very cool park. On that side, as you can see, there's a lot of restaurants. So this is a very good area to come.
There's tons of Italian bakeries and coffee spots here. And while you're sitting and like eating your delicious Sicilian cannoli, you can hear people speak Italian. So, so good to the ears.
By the way, if you want to stay in Toronto, this is a good area to stay in. It's a little bit expensive, but it's totally worth it because it's very central. You have Queen's Park or down the road. There's a museum. Yonge Street also very near. Church Street. So it's a good area to stay. It's a little pricey, but it's more modern. So if you want to stay in a central area here in Toronto, do you recommend Yorkville?
Like I always say, you can't put a price on experiences because they stay with you forever. So
come on, let's go and explore Yorkville. I'm gonna show you guys a grocery store. There's a really nice grocery store 1 block away from here, I believe. And you guys know I love grocery stores, so I'm gonna take you guys there with me, and we're going to see how a grocery store looks like here in the rich area of Toronto. The grocery store is called Whole Foods, and I've been to Whole Foods. I know Whole Foods, but I'm curious to see how Whole Foods is in Canada, because I know Whole Foods is in the United States, but I don't know, I'm curious to see how it is here in Canada. So we are going to go there and see how it's like.
One of my favorite things about Toronto is that there is people from all over the world. This is one of the most multicultural cities in the planet, and you can find food from all over the world. If you like Korean food, Chinese, Mexican, Italian, they have it. There is so much variety and places to eat in Toronto. And here are some of my favorite spots in the city to have some delicious food. If you want to have something that is not very expensive and is very delicious, I recommend you go to San Lawrence Market. This is a market where you can find fresh produce, fruits, and pizza, pastas, all kinds of food. It's actually one of the best markets in the world, and I highly recommend it. It's really, really nice. Another place that I really loved is the Chase. The Chase is located in downtown Toronto, and I think this was my favorite restaurant in the city. The food there is so delicious. I highly recommend it. It's a high-end restaurant, but it's totally worth it. The food is really amazing. So if you have the chance, don't forget to go there. Another place that I recommend is Kensington Market. In this market you will find food from all over the world. We went there and we tried empanadas, we tried some Korean food, some Asian food. So it's a very good place to go and try food from all over the world. So if you're a foodie, you're going to love Toronto.
Okay guys, so we arrived in Queen's Park. Queen's Park is a very beautiful park in the middle of Toronto, and behind us is this beautiful building which is called...
Oh, the Ontario Legislature Building. One fun fact about Queen's Park was that it was opened in 1860 by Edward, the Prince of Wales, and named in honor of his grandmother, which was Queen Victoria.
And on our right side is the University of Toronto, which is one of the best universities in Canada. And right here is located University Avenue. We walked all University Avenue and it was like 15 minutes or so.
So make sure you have good sneakers.
And an umbrella or sunglasses. And now we're gonna go inside this building and see how it looks like. Let's go. So we arrived to the old City Hall of Toronto. This is a very beautiful building located right next to the Eaton Centre. So Chase knows a little bit more about this building. So what did you read about it?
Okay, so Toronto Old City Hall is based off of Romanesque architecture, and it's mostly comprised of whirlpool sandstone, which comes from southern Ontario near Hamilton, Ontario.
Ah, cool. But this is the old City Hall, and now we're gonna show you the new one. So let's go. Okay, so now we are at the new City Hall of Toronto, and this is actually the new building. So what do you think about the building, John?
It's okay.
Why?
Cause I like the old City Hall better.
Yeah, I think it has more detail and the architecture is more beautiful. But I like this one because of the fountain. I like the fountain.
I do like the fountain, it is pretty. I suggest coming here at night because the sign actually lights up. So it's really cool.
And what you see back there in those buildings, that's the Eaton Centre. The Eaton Centre is a very famous shopping mall here, which is under construction. I wanted to go there, but it doesn't look that nice because everything is like covered, I don't know, but it's a great place to go shopping. And those buildings over there, that is Yonge Street, which is the longest street in the world, I think.
Oh wow.
I think so. Well, I read that somewhere.
It's super busy though. There's lots of traffic, lots of people, and lots of like stores and restaurants and everything you can imagine. It's like probably the busiest street in Toronto.
It's great for shopping, dining, and after that, there is Church Street. Church Street is the gay area, and we're actually here for Pride. So Toronto Pride is very big. It's a big event, and it's to celebrate diversity.
Toronto Pride is Canada's biggest pride celebration and is also one of the biggest prides in the world. It dates back to a gay day picnic held in 1971, and over the years larger events were organized, but it wasn't until 1991 for Toronto City Council to proclaim Pride Day for the first time. So what do you think about Toronto? Isn't it amazing? I really love this city and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to click that thumbs up button. By the way, I have very cool videos on the way, so if you don't want to miss them, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I will see you guys on my next video. Adios!